Ah, haku muhu kiwatna.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Tinker and I under the oaks. For many years I couldn't remember. Like so many American Indian children, I was taken from my reservation. I fought the memories until I learned that my greatest gift was wrapped in the skin of my greatest fear. Have a good weekend, honey.
Okay, bye.
Bye, love you. Bye, sweetie.
First specimen is a 28-year-old male. Now, each of you will be making the same incision on the cadaver that you were assigned yesterday. As you make your initial incision, ease deep into the fascial layer. Note the attachments of the pectoral muscles to the sternum and the fascials holding together the intercostal. Then dissect the fascia to expose the sternum underneath. I'm going to make the initial incision. At this point, you would use a bone.
Dr. Forrest, dial 118, please.
You have to respect the spirits of those that have passed on.
Dr. Kravitz, you have a visitor in the main hall. Dr. Kravitz.
John, hi, it's Laura. You paged me?
Yeah. Janine needs her medicine for the weekend, and you didn't put it in her pack.
I'm sorry, I did. It's wrapped up in the side pocket.
Okay, well, we'll be back Sunday around 9 p.m.
John, can I say goodbye to the kids?
Well, they're already in the car waiting with Sarah.
All right. I'll see you Sunday. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello?
Tinker. Hi, it's Laura.
Laura? My cousin, Kuzi?
Lucy? And girl, where have you been?
I am sorry, Tinker. I've been really, really busy.
Oh, it's okay, I understand. I mean, this Psych 101 paper is driving me crazy. I can't imagine med school.
Yeah.
So how you been?
Great. I've been great.
You don't sound great.
Tinker, I'm not very good at this. But I need to talk to somebody. Do you think you could stop by?
Yeah, sure. I've got a date tonight, but I can come by after that. It might be kind of late.
That'd be fine. I'll be up late studying, and John's got the kids this weekend, so I'll be alone.
Okay, then I'll see you tonight.
Thanks, Tinker. Bye. Oh, Tinker. Tinker, hi.
Hi.
Come on in.
Thanks. I scared you, Coos.
It wasn't you. I fell asleep while I was studying, and then when I got up,
It's okay. I often have this effect on people.
Go, have a seat. How's your mom doing?
Oh, she's great. What a woman, man. She just snapped right back. She says the Creator brought you back to us.
Tinker, I ran into you at the registration line at college. Come on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
Oh, it's okay. Have you been studying too hard?
No, it's not the studying.
What is it, Coos?
I'm having these really weird dreams. I was in anatomy class, and the instructor was making an incision. I looked at the knife, and I saw them again. These images, it's like they're burned in my mind. I couldn't take it. I just walked out. If I don't pass this class, I'm out of med school.
Well, these dreams, things you're saying, I'm sure they're happening for a reason, but it's going to take some time to figure out why. Meanwhile, you cannot give up.
Well, I don't want to give up.
Okay, let's pretend I'm the doctor, and I'm going to prescribe 1 weekend getaway, visiting with relatives, eating authentic Indian fry bread at home on the res.
Tinker, we've been through this. It's not my home.
Sure it is.
No.
My parents were killed. The Reds just let me go.
Mom tried to keep you. Social workers didn't give her a chance. She was with Frank back then, and he was drinking, and geez, it was just crazy.
I don't remember anybody trying to stop them. Nobody cared.
How can you say that? Because I don't think you know what it did to me when they took you away. It was like a part of me was missing.
That's in the past. Honestly, I don't think of myself as being Chumash anymore.
Oh, Couth. That's exactly it. It's not what you think. It's what's in here that matters. You're Chumash, and you always will be. Nothing can change that.
I don't know, Tinker. I don't know.
You know, with all the stuff that's been going on, the dreams and things you've been seeing, it'd be really good to talk to Mom. I gotta get back for Simon Fisher's funeral on Sunday, and if you don't take me, nobody else will. So please, please go. Please take me. Please, cousin.
All right, I'll take you.
Thank you.
God.
I like your van. Is it new?
Oh, I got it last year.
Yep, someday I'm gonna have a new car. You know, one that no one's actually sat in, or sweat in, or snagged in.
Hey, Tinker.
Snagged in. You okay, Coos?
Yeah, I just woke up with a sore throat this morning.
Oh, you should pull over at the next exit. I got some bitterroot in my bag and back. You just break a little piece off and chew on it, and your sore throat will clear up like that.
Tinker, I'm not gonna pull over to chew on some root. Just hand me my bag. I've got a throat lozenge in it.
Hey, you remember that time? You know how we always used to make mud pies down at the creek? And I talked you into taking me up to the road and selling them for extra summer money?
Tinker, I don't remember. I don't remember any of that. I wish I did.
Dang, Coos. You don't remember anything?
No.
How about some music?
I gotta get to it.
To a powwow. My foster parents didn't take me to powwows. We'll have to do something about that. What? Coos, look out! Jeez! Holy smokes. Hey, hit something. Let's get out and look. Come on! Oh, little brother.
What are you doing? It's dead.
We have to honor his spirit. Respect those that have passed on. Here.
Oh, no thanks.
Creator of all things, I want to thank you for the spirit of our little brother and honor him as he starts his journey into his next world. We thank you for all our relatives from all the sacred directions. And take this time to thank you for the future generations and our ancestors. Thank you for bringing our Kusi home. Hey, Kus, come on, help.
What are we doing?
We're gonna take him with. No.
Come on, Mom loves deer meat and the hide. We can use all of it.
You want to put this in my van?
Well, yeah. We can't just leave him here.
Tinker, look at him. He's all...
So what? You know the blue blanket in your car. Go get it. Go. Go on. Get it.
All right.
Okay, push it out over there. All right, great.
I can't believe you're making me do this.
I'm not making you do anything. You know, it's in your heart.
A dead deer is not in my heart.
Yes, it is. You've just forgotten. Great. Can you grab this? I'll back up.
It's heavy. Just what I need. Another cadaver.
It's gonna be okay, Coos.
Hey, Mom, we're home.
Tinker, my God.
Lucy, good to see you, girl.
Oh, you too, Aunt Rose.
We brought you something, Mama.
What you got now, Tinker?
Ta-da!
What a beauty. You take care of it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Gotta respect those who pass over. Your brother won't be here till tomorrow. Take him over to George's later. He'll skin it out for us. Howie, come on in.
So, Mom, I was out yesterday, and I was thinking of you. So I bought you this very, very special gift.
Well, could not turn that valve last time? Jeez.
Oh, it's a beauty.
Aunt Rose, I brought you this. I thought maybe you could use it.
Oh. Oh. I like it. It's like my birthday or something. There's my Tinker. Going right for the sweets. Oh, it's so good to see you two together again.
Oh, gee, I better get that deer out of the van, huh? Oh, I'm gonna take it over to George's and then I'll come back. Oh, well, need the keys. Oh, can you catch? You used to be a good first baseman. Still in. I love you, Mama. Mwah. Kiwatna?
Kiwatna.
What did she say?
That means see you again. I can't believe you're here after all this time.
Well, Tinker's car was acting up, so I told her I'd give her a ride. I brought my laptop and my books.
I gotta go get some sage for Fisher's. The funeral's tomorrow. I could use some help. Fresh air will do you good.
Sure.
All this medicine.
Yeah, it's hot.
Lots of rain this year, too.
It's hot.
Just rich. This is a good area.
No, thanks. I don't know that much about it.
No, nothing to it. Whenever I take something, gotta put a little tobacco down. You know what I'm getting?
Why tobacco?
Every place has its own mixture of plants they use. Mostly use pipe tobacco nowadays. It's better when I can make it myself. It's a little gift I put down. It's the way I was taught. Better quit jabbering. Get to work, girl. Ah, here's a good place to pick. Good.
Can you put some down for me?
Oh, okay.
What do you do with it?
Well, you use it for smudging. You can, if your mind is getting too scattered, you can burn it, and it helps to make your mind clear.
Really? So do you cook with this?
You make some nice tea. Put it in your turkey, eh? That's what you do with your sage?
Smells good.
Go over here. You don't want to take too much in one place. Take it here, take it there. That's enough now. You want to go down to the creek?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Okay, let's go. Just right down this way. Tinker and you are always down here by the big oak, messing around near the creek, just like sisters. Do you remember this tree?
Yeah.
I bet she remembers you. This one's been here for generations. My mom used to gather acorns here, and her mom before that.
I used to climb up here when I wanted to be alone. I always felt safe, like she was protecting me with her big arms.
Yeah. Tinker and you, down by the creek. You saw Moo up in the tree? Got so scared. You were just scrambling up the bank and sliding back down again like a pair of otters. I got a picture of you, all full of mud that day.
You know, I remember Tinker and I would have acorn fights with Mendoza's boys.
That oak tree gives us everything we need. Shade when it's hot, acorns to eat, bark medicine, big, strong roots going way down. Tree of life, we call her.
This brings back so much. I came here the night my parents were killed. I cried on this tree.
That was a hard time. Well, we better go. Tinker's gonna be coming back soon.
I'll be right there. Aunt Rose! There's a woman!
Where?
She was right behind that tree.
Talk to her.
No, she gives me the creeps. I've been seeing her everywhere. It's like she's following me or something. Come on, let's go. I don't understand this. I've even seen her in my dreams.
Dreams can show you a lot.
But I don't want to be shown things. I just want to be a doctor. I don't see how tobacco and these dreams and oak tree bark can help me. I stopped being an Indian a long time ago, Aunt Rose, when I lost my parents. I want to get through med school so I can give my kids something I never had. I want to be somebody.
You are somebody. You're my niece and Tinker's cousin. You're a member of the Owl clan of the Chumash tribe. It's in your bones. Oh, Kosi, you've forgotten so much.
Maybe I didn't want to remember. It wasn't my choice to leave.
For years, I blamed myself that they took you. I went to court, but I didn't have money for a lawyer. They wouldn't even tell us where you were. After they took you, there was always kind of a hole in my heart. You and Tinker were so close, he used to follow you around. Maybe now we have a second chance. I want to show you some pictures. Did you see that day? Full of mud. Oh, your mom took that one.
Oh. That's her. This is the woman.
That's your great grandma. Matila Hamuhu. Her name means cuts the night. She passed on when I was a little girl.
No, I saw her at school yesterday.
Sometimes our ancestors show themselves to us. Maybe they want to teach us something or help us.
Help me? Oh, she scares me.
Don't be afraid of her, pussy. The two of you are a lot alike.
Alike?
Your name is a lot like hers.
My name?
Yeah, we had a ceremony when you were a baby. Gee, she was fat and cute. Kumuhuaki is the name you were given.
What's it mean?
Looks into the night.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Nighttime covers everything. Dark blanket, can't see through it. Even them eagles and hawks can't see through it. Only one can. Muhu, the owl. Muhu is a powerful one. Some places they say it means something bad, but not to us. That's how you got your nickname.
So what's Cruci?
I remember you was about 4 years old, and there was an owl up in the big oak. You saw it way up there. You were trying to tell us, but all that came out was, "Cool, see?"
No. Can we look at some more? What's this one?
Oh, geez, that's an old one. That's me and your great-grandma again. I remember that day.
What are you doing?
This doctor came, he brought vaccinations for smallpox. They'd hold your arm and they'd scratch it. And we didn't do that in our medicine ways. Lots of people died from that sickness. But we didn't want white medicine either. Grandma had to decide what to do. I was scared. She went down to the creek for a while. I was waiting here. When she came back, she said, "Let's go." Said, "That's white man's sickness, and white man's medicine will stop it." And Grandma had to make that choice. We all got to choose about mixing the old and the new, and never forgetting the Chumash ways. Like me here, I still use my tobacco and sage, and I got a brand new touch-tone phone.
This woman, my great-grandmother, I mean, she said something to me about respecting those who have passed on. What did she mean?
Respect is like when I put tobacco out. when I take something. Or like for the spirit of the deer. Something you just gotta do to make things right. Like the sage for the funeral. There's ways of doing things that's been passed on by our elders.
But I still don't see how.
I think your great-grandma wanted you to put tobacco out for the spirit of that person you was gonna cut. There's no disrespect that way. That tobacco works. Listen to me talking like I know something. Lots of people forget their roots, but the ancestors never forget us. Even if we forget them, they'll come back and tease us, poke us, just when we think we got everything just right. Yeah, it happens like that. But if we're lucky, they'll show themselves to us. Let us know we're not alone. Not ever. Matila Hamu, who gave this to me that day. It belongs to you. She used it to cut her medicine.
An obsidian knife. Thank you, Aunt Rose.
Better pick all this up.
Maybe we do have a second chance. My kids,
bring them next time.
Come out here, you two ladybugs. Come here. Listen. Come here. Listen.
Go ahead, my girl.
Lately, I'm afraid I don't know who I am. Longing for an answer. Where does it end or begin? My dreams tell me to follow advice from worlds unknown. I keep looking over my shoulder. I know I'm not alone. If I look into the night with no fear of what is right, I know I'll find my way back home. I'll find your light. I'm not alone. If I look into the night and look up high, not afraid to fly, I know I'll find my way back home. I'll find your light. I'm not alone. I live in two worlds I don't understand. the meaning of life, beginning or end. My dreams have awakened something inside, a feeling so strong, a deep sense of pride. If I look into the night with no fear of what is right, I know I'll find my way back home. I'll find your light. I'm not alone. If I look into the night, look up high, not afraid to fly, I know I'll find my way back home. I'll find your light. I'm not alone. If I look into the night with no fear of what is right, I know I'll find my way back home. I'll find your light. I'm not alone. If I look into the night and look up high, not afraid to fly, I know I'll find my way back home. I'll find your light. I'm not alone. If I look into the night with no fear of what is right, I know I'll find my way back home. I'll find your light. I'm not alone.
Hello and welcome. I'm Valerie Red-Horse. As an American Indian actress, I recently had the rare and exciting opportunity to portray a young, contemporary American Indian medical student in the film Looks Into the Night. Now, although this was a film presentation and a dramatic story, some of the issues my character faced in the story are very real-life issues that American Indian women face today. The director of Looks Into the Night, an innovative and progressive filmmaker, Lorraine Norrgard, on behalf of the American Indian cast and crew of Looks Into the Night, has gathered here today a panel of extremely prominent and successful American Indian women, each a leader in her respective field, to take a serious look and discuss some of the issues that were presented in Looks Into the Night. I'd like to start by introducing the panelists, and I'll start with Chief Executive Marge Anderson, who is Chief Executive of the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe, as well as the Regional Vice President of the National Congress of American Indians. Welcome, Chief Executive Anderson. Thank you for being here. Next, I'm pleased and honored to introduce Julia Bunny Jacala, Coordinator of Social Services and a member of the Fond du Lac Reservation, as well as being the chairperson of the Minnesota Indian Child Welfare Act Advisory Council and the Minnesota Indian Mental Health Advisory Council. Thank you for being with us, Bunny.
Thank you.
Next, I'm very pleased and honored to introduce a friend as well as a coworker, Tantoo Cardinal, who in our film portrays the character of Aunt Rose. Tantoo is Métis from Alberta, Canada, and is highly acclaimed and recognized for many of her outstanding roles in such films as Dances with Wolves, her leading role in Where the Rivers Flow North. Her performance narrowly missed an Academy Award nomination. She has performed in Tecumseh for Ted Turner, North of 60, for which she won a Gemini Award. She'll be seen on Grand Avenue for Home Box Office. Welcome, Tantoo.
Thank you.
Finally, I'm honored to introduce Dr. Kathleen Annette, a member of the White Earth Band of Ojibwe, a physician herself, and area director of the Indian Health Service covering Minnesota, Michigan, and Wisconsin with a multi-million-dollar budget. Welcome, and thank you all for being here today and participating in our panel. I'd like to start our discussion by asking Bunny, as a director of a multi-dimensional tribal social service organization, which includes 2 foster care agencies, what do you feel is the effect that foster care has had on individuals as well as families in American Indian communities? And let's take a look at both past and present.
The out-of-home placements for Indian children started way back in the 1870s with in the boarding school era, and they continue today in our foster care systems. Historically, the primary intent has been, and unfortunately, to remove the children from their families, the tribes, and the culture for assimilation into the larger or the dominant society. In 1967, the first efforts toward the Indian Child Welfare Act to try to deter those placements began. A survey that was done in 1968 along those lines told us clearly that at least 1 in 4 children in the American Indian families were taken from the family and placed in out-of-home placements such as foster care or adopted, and then most of the time they were in non-Indian placements. In 1978, President Carter signed into place the Indian Child Welfare Act, but each of those attempts to terminate the Indian children and the Indian families in the United States has impacted all generations of children in deep and hurtful ways. Losing the culture, the language, and the identity of those families and individual children. In the meantime, Indian children continue to be placed with some non-Indian families, and we don't know what the final results are of the enactment and the implementation of the Act, but we're hoping that the end result will continue to be where the trend is today, keeping Indian children with Indian families.
And that's so important. Thank you, Bunny. Now, in the film Looks Into the Night, my character does travel back to the reservation and is reunited with her family. It's there that the character Tantoo plays, that of Aunt Rose, tells me I need to learn how to mix the old ways with the new ways and be able to hold on to my tribal traditions. I'd like to next ask Chief Executive Anderson, as a powerful and dynamic leader of a tribal government as well as a multi-million-dollar corporation, you must have seen many progressive changes on your reservation. How have you been able to maintain traditional and cultural values while progressing into the modern business world?
Okay, first of all, I'm from a reservation, Mille Lacs Reservation, where we still practice our culture, our traditions, and whether the times have been good or bad, you know, we've always kept our traditions close to us. Just because we live in the good times now, there's no reason to abandon that culture. It's those cultural values that got us through the bad time. without our traditions and culture, we have nothing. We are nothing. And through that process, I guess it's that I feel it's more important to hang on to our culture because of our identity. With the gaming industry, it came at a time when we were very didn't have anything to look forward to. With the revenues from the casino, we're able to build a school where we teach our children a language, Ojibwe language, which was being lost. We've also, one of the things that we built was the ceremonial building for our elders, who designed and was their top priority.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. One of the most exciting aspects for me personally in working on Looks Into the Night was the opportunity to work alongside 3 other very talented American Indian actresses. Tantoo Cardinal played Aunt Rose, as I mentioned before, and Tantoo, you are such a highly respected and acclaimed actress in your field. Tell us a little about your perception of the barriers and obstacles, as well as the opportunities available to American Indian women in your profession, as well as how they may have affected your personal career.
Well, as soon as you say barriers, it reminds me of the barriers that are inside, that come from what our history is as a people. And the fact that we were attacked individually as human beings, that we were attacked, our families were attacked, our communities were, attempts made on our lives and every level of our humanity. So, that goes on for a few generations, and there's a lot of broken things inside. So, that created a lot of obstructions that I had to get beyond. One of the things that I had to work beyond is I had to tell myself that I am a part of the society. I had to get past the barriers that come with brainwashing that say you're nothing, you're nobody, you don't belong, don't try to push yourself up in front. Sure. So that's what a lot of my work was, is to try to find what my value was as an individual. And that I found that I loved acting. So I took that as a signal. I loved it, so I pursued it. My reasons for being involved in the piece is because of the healing that we have to do, for ourselves, for our nations, for our families. And because of the struggles that I felt in people that I grew up with, in my family, that I know, that I care about. It was so very, very difficult. And it's because of that appreciation or that empathy that I embrace acting as a way that I can be involved in a change and a healing process.
I think I can definitely identify with the healing process. I feel that same feeling as an actress, both as a character and the person who's the actress myself. And I know that in Looks Into the Night, my character as a medical student had to really deal with some difficult issues, her own healing. Some of the issues included were being a single parent and trying to get through med school, feeling isolated, feeling a lack of family support, feeling overwhelmed. And now I'd like to ask Dr. Annette, as a medical doctor yourself, who went through medical school, tell us what you feel are some of the common problems that American Indians face in medical school and health careers.
Well, I think one of the problems that Indian people have when they come to medical school are the expectations they face. The expectations are that students that come in have a certain grade point average, they have a certain background, therefore I can expect them to do this, and this. The medical schools, I think, expect that. We don't fit into that cookie cutter methodology. We're of a different dough. We're different culture, background, and I think that medical students have many, many problems. Time is one thing. If we get called, if there's a funeral at home, if someone dies, or if we're needed, we go. That's not what's expected of a typical medical student. Some of the other problems I think that medical students bring in with them is that the lack of experience and the lack of proper guidance even to get into medicine, it's just not there. You go back to high school, you don't take, as Indian students, a lot of times the proper courses to prepare you for pre-med. You get into college and you always feel a little bit behind because in some cases you are. You have the intelligence, but you don't have the background to do well day one when you come in. And that's a blow to some self-esteem with everything else that's going on. Again, family is important, getting back home. In college, sometimes people don't understand that that football game that everybody else in the college is going to is not as important as that powwow or ceremony that you're going to be going to that weekend. So there's those type of barriers that you face. There's cultural barriers you come in. For example, when I started college, I came right from the reservation, and eye contact was a big issue for me. I was put into speech immediately and practically flunked because it hurt to actually have to look people in the eye. As there's things like this, there are cultural barriers that truly exist that make it very difficult. There's academic problems that we have because we haven't been prepared. We've been told by guidance counselors that, gee, as a woman or as an Indian person, do you really want to consider medicine as a career? There has always been lack of role models. I remember the first time that I met an Indian physician. I was just totally awed that there was actually such a thing, that Indian people could go through this system and come back and help and work with us. We're getting more, but in the overall picture, that's lacking. We still need more Indian physicians.
And finally, in relation to the question I spoke with Chief Executive Anderson, do you see a way that we can mix modern medicine with traditional medicine?
They are not mutually exclusive. We had medicines that worked for thousands of years to make us well, happy, healthy people. And we had ways of doing things, and they have not been lost. And there's no reason why we can't combine that knowledge and that therapy, if you will, with what we learn in medical school. I feel very strongly that way because I've seen Indian medicine work, and I've seen Western medicine work. And again, Indian people should have access to whatever makes them well and healthy and happy. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, since each of you have been so successful in your individual careers, what was the one thing that you feel was the biggest obstacle you had to overcome, and then the one thing that contributed the most to your success? And why don't we start with Chief Executive Anderson?
I think the biggest obstacle that I've encountered is the lack of knowledge about Indian people, about tribal governments. We're somehow treated as a special interest group. We need to get a lot of that education out there to educate our legislators at the state and federal level, who we are, that we are sovereign nations, and we're not special interest groups. We're, ignorance prevails.
So if ignorance and lack of education and stereotyping are some of the barriers you see, what would you say is the one thing that helped you the most, that contributed the most to your success?
My biggest supporter was my parents. At one time, they taught me the values. They taught me never to give up. They taught me never to give in to hatred. I went through, in school, I almost dropped out of school because of the racism at the school. And my parents both said, you go back, you finish your education, you come back and help your people. And I did graduate, but I never went on to college because there was nothing there, no funds available for me to continue. But I did, through the School of Hard Knocks, I guess where I am today is through support from my family, support from the community.
Thank you, Chief Executive Anderson. Bunny, would you be so kind as to answer the same question for us?
As I think about contributors, I look back, like Chief Executive Marge, in the area of family. My grandmother raised 11 children and then left home to work as a paraprofessional in the nursing area in the government school or government hospitals. As far as the obstacles in the area of social work, I find that Indian social workers aren't given the same credibility, even though we sit side by side in the same schools or in the same training session. It seems as though people want to accept that somehow our knowledge gets filtered and we don't get the same thing as others. And continuing on without being bitter about that is the obstacle.
Good advice. Tantoo, same question.
I keep hearing phrases and images, from Marge and Bunny and Kathleen and everywhere I go, that for me, it seems to come to the same thing every time. There is an attempt on our lives. And what was taken away from us was our spiritual base, trying to sever our relationship with the Creator and make us go through the priest or make us go through that church system, And that beating is a tremendous obstacle. And for me, I didn't feel a sense that I belonged anywhere because my mother was not able to raise me. My father wasn't there. My grandmother did the best that she could. And she was raising me, and I have a brother. She was raising us by herself. And I never felt like I had a strength, that I had a culture, that I had anything like that meant anything, And you meet a lot of, when I left my community, but, it seemed like I was a pretty happy kid, Didn't think there was anything wrong with the world when I was living in my isolated community. And then when I went to the city to go to high school, all of a sudden I saw what the rest of the world looked at us like, and it just cut me so deep to find out that the people who raised me, the people that I loved, were looked at like they were just trash and stupid and no good for nothing, It just tore me up, man. I was just so angry when I found out what had been done to us, and what was being taught to people in schools. Not only us, but every child in the nation, what they were being taught about who we were and the lies that were being told. And I was just livid. And I don't think you live your best when you're so full of anger like that. But so that was a tremendous obstacle, and not having the love and support and the strength. I never felt that. I just felt like I didn't belong anywhere. So that became an asset because I already knew I didn't belong. But I worked on my relationship with the Creator and my guidance. I didn't trust human beings. I don't have nothing to do with human beings, And so and in my rage, I just threw everything aside and I said, okay, Creator, just take me, show me someplace, I can't live here like this. I can't feel like this and live. So that became my strength. If there's one thing that I would say to anybody, any young person that wanted to get into acting or do anything, it's pray. And whatever you need is around you. Pray to be able to see things that you can't see. To pray to be able to feel that love. that unconditional love that's there for us from the Creator, because we're here on this earth for a reason. I don't care what anybody doesn't like about who we are as a people on this earth. We have a very important role to play, and I believe that so strongly. And that's my commitment, to just kind of stay here and say, so I can, when I'm 98 years old, and say, see? No.
Oh, thank you, Tantoo, for sharing.
Thank you.
I couldn't agree with you more wholeheartedly. Thank you. Dr. Annette, same question.
Well, I think the success comes from the same thing. I had a family that was loving, caring, strong, taught us traditional values, and was alcohol-free, which was a real key for the success, I think, of my family. We didn't have to deal with that aspect of life that impacts, I think, many of us as Indian people. Obstacles are great when you go into the outside world. A big part of it is you realize for a long time you don't really fit in, not totally. And for a long time that's not okay, and you think it's a reflection of yourself. But when you finally realize it's okay not to belong, because there is a place that I do, and that's called home with the family and tribe, and I can go and reconnect anytime. You're okay with yourself. And I think that's that barrier of realizing that you don't belong and then coming to the realization that that's okay. That existed for me.
Thank you. If there was one thing, one piece of advice you could give to the young American Indian women in the audience watching, what would that one thing be? Chief Executive Anderson?
My advice to them is to get an education. The opportunities are there. You know, it's and never give up. You know, our young people have so many opportunities today. You know, the whole world's available for them to explore. You know, they can do anything they want with their lives now. And I guess my advice to a young Indian woman is never give up on your dreams, because if you get your education, your dreams will come true.
Thank you. Bunny, how about you?
I would ditto what Marge has said and add to find that elder or that person that she would see as a role model and connect with her and listen to the elders, ask questions, explore why things are as they are, and continue to ask questions. With that, growth is going to come.
Thank you. Dr. Annette?
I would say the same. Dream. Don't lose sight of your dreams. And success is many things in life. I think education is very important for some people. But working toward making yourself a spiritually healthy, mentally healthy, physically healthy person is very important. And I would tell students, I would tell any young woman or young people, work toward making yourself happy. Don't give up your dreams. And don't let anybody or anything stop you from that. And realize this is a process. So at any point in your life, you're never a failure. You may be taking some time out, but get back in and keep on the road. Keep on the road toward your dream.
Well, it sounds like a winning formula to me. Pray, get an education, find an elder as a role model, and work towards a healthy, happy lifestyle with a strong dream.
And I'm proud to be an Indian girl, a lady whom they all called a squaw. Yes, I'm proud to be